Sometimes when I think about it, you know, I started making the recipes obviously for my kids. That was my original goal, was to make a recipe box for them. I think it's more of a recipe box now, not only for my kids, but for my generation. It seems like a lot of these recipes skipped a generation. And luckily, you know, growing up, I always wanted to be in the kitchen. The kitchen was like my playground. When we went to my grandmother's house, I had 7 cousins. 6 of them were outside. I was the one that was always inside. You know, thankfully, it was just in my blood to cook. My mother's parents owned an Italian variety store, and we spent many hours there, and it was a lot of fun. Over the years, what I've learned in the kitchen cooking with my father's parents, because they were fantastic cooks, my mother's parents in the store, just always having the different cheeses and olives and vegetables and pastas and ricotta and gelato and homemade Italian ice. I mean, it was like an endless amount of flavors that I could taste at any time. And as a child, I was never afraid of it. And even if you were afraid in our family, my grandfather didn't take no for an answer. So you would learn very quickly whether you liked something or you didn't, but you at least had to try it. There was not a vegetable, a meat, a cheese that I didn't like as a child and I don't like as an adult. I like them raw, I liked it cooked. I love making them, using them, smelling them. It's just everything about food excites me. You know, people stop me all the time and they say, Felicia, do you have the recipe for this? Do you have the recipe? You know, I'm like, yeah, I do. You know, how do you have it? I'm like, well, I remember my grandmother making it, or, you know, I just figured it out. You know, my best time to create a recipe is at night. My kids are settled, my house is clean. Some of the recipes that I've taught myself, I literally have made dozens and dozens of times, and just tweaking that one little thing. I think some of these pastries, you know, I taste them, I close my eyes, and I am right back to being 12, 7, you know, enjoying those. I know people in my generation are going to be so excited when they see the collection and some of the recipes that I've included in this book, and the next book, and the next book, and the next book. My goal is to get all 4 books out. I mean, book 1, believe me when I tell you, it is outstanding, over 80 recipes. Everyone knows Italians, they cook from memory. Luckily, I was with my grandmother and I learned her technique. And my biggest gift is that I have included a measurement with every recipe. I've tested them, I assure you they're going to taste great. But all those recipes that your aunt will tell you, oh, it's a pinch of this and a pinch of that, I actually did the pinch and measured it and put it into spoons and cups and trying to figure out to give you the most accurate way of cooking old world style, which is not measuring. I've included photography. I have spent hours photographing every step of every dish, because not only did I want to break it down, some recipes people may think are so complicated, they're really not. With the way that they've been written and the way I've photographed it, if you don't understand the words, the techniques, you have a picture to guide you right through the recipe. Keeping up with the times, I've included a QR code with many of the recipes. That looks awesome. You can click right on that QR code and I'll be cooking right alongside you in your kitchen. With your help, this cookbook will be a tangible archive of my Sicilian traditions and my culture and all the food that surrounds it. This is my gift to you and to all future generations.